Aubrey Newlen is signing with Ashland University. Aubrey will be joining the Eagles STUNT team and plans to study psychology. Stunt is a kind of variant of cheerleading where you have four quarters and games instead of competitions, and it is growing rapidly at the college level. AU is located in Ashland, Ohio, and is a member of the Great Midwest Conference, competing at the Division II level. Aubrey talks about what drew her to Ashland and how much her signing day meant.
They were honestly so amazing, and my passion is cheerleading, and they introduced me to the sport stunt, and everyone there was extremely nice, and as soon as I was there, I just felt like I belonged, like I knew when I was there. It means everything to me. My supporters mean everything to me, especially my mom. She's been there since day one, and I wouldn't be here without her.